Good evening. You're now with me, Shoshmato, for TVS Nightline. And here are the headlines for tonight. Prabowo Subianto looks set to become the new president of Indonesia. Sarawak Governor Tun Dr. Wan Junaidi confers state honours medals to 123 recipients. Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng says mega projects will skyrocket development in Bintulu. We begin with this news. Indonesian Defence Minister Prabowo Subianto on Thursday looked set to become the new president of the world's third largest democracy, likely avoiding a runoff vote against election rivals who have yet to concede. The ex-general declared victory Wednesday evening after preliminary counts from government-approved pollsters, previously shown to reliable, indicated he would win high office with a majority in his third attempt. Meanwhile, our correspondent in Indonesia, David Andreas, has a report.
Selamat malam, terima kasih Sheryl Syamina, rekan tugas dari Bilik Berita TVS. Saya David Andreas akan mengungsikan dengan bahasa Melayu melaporkan dari Jakarta. Pemirsa TVS, Indonesia baru saja mengadakan pemilihan raya umum atau pemilu 2024 yang menyaksikan 204 juta orang keluar mengundi semalam. Setakat jam 8.30 malam waktu Jakarta tadi, berdasarkan pengiraan Pantas Suruhanjaya Pilihan Raya atau KPU Indonesia, sebanyak 44% pusat mengundi telah pun selesai menjalankan kiraannya. Keputusan itu juga mengesahkan gandingan Prabowo dan Gibran mendahului dengan 56,72% undian, Anies dan Muhaimin dengan 25,43%. Manakala Ganjar dan Mahfud mendapatkan suara 17,85% berdasarkan keputusan di 38 wilayah di seluruh Indonesia. Tak hanya itu, Prabowo juga memimpin di berbagai keputusan yang dikeluarkan oleh institusi pengundian berdaftar yang diiktiraf oleh KPU. Menurut salah satu penganalisis politik Henry Satrio, Prabowo mendapatkan Jokowi Effect ataupun sokongan daripada mereka yang berpuas hati kepada Presiden Joko Widodo sehingga boleh menyumbang sokongan yang sebabkan Prabowo mendahului pesaingnya manakala dirinya bergandingan dengan putra sulung Jokowi pada pemilu kali ini. Semalam tadi, Prabowo secara resmi telah mengisytiharkan kemenangannya pada pemilu tahun ini di hadapan penyokongnya. Malah, pemimpin negara sahabat, termasuklah Perdana Menteri Malaysia Anwar Ibrahim, telah pun mengucapkan selamat kepadanya meskipun keputusan akhir belum lagi diumumkan. Prabowo yang berdepan dengan Anies Baswedan dan Ganjar Pranowo memerlukan lebih 50% undi dan sekurang-kurangnya 20% undi di lebih separuh wilayah negara Indonesia untuk jabatan presidennya. Bagaimanapun, keputusan resmi akan diumumkan dalam tempo 30 hari ke depan untuk mengetahui keputusan akhir siapa yang akan terpilih menjadi presiden dan naib presiden Indonesia. Berikut serial sedikit laporan yang bisa saya kongsikan setakat ini. Kembali ke Bilik Berita TVS.
The Young Dipertuan Negeri of Sarawak, Tun Dr. Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar, conferred medals to 123 recipients during the 2023 Sarawak State Honours Awards ceremony at the State Legislative Assembly Hall earlier today. Minister of National Unity, Datuk Sri Aaron Argo Dagang, headed the list of the 10 recipients of the Darjah Panglima Negara Bintang Sarawak Award, carrying the title Datuk Seri. Also present at the ceremony were Wan Junaidi's wife, Tuan Puan Fauziah Muhammad Sanusi, as well as the Sarawak Premier, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng, and his wife, Puan Sri Jumaani Tuanku Haji Bujang. Among the other recipients of the PNPS Award were the Chief Commissioner of the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, Tan Sri Azam Baki, State Minister for Education, Innovation and Talent Development, Datuk Sri Roland Sagahwi In, Minister in the Sarawak Premier's Department, Datuk Sri John Sikitayai, and Sarawak Utility and Telecommunication Minister Datuk Sri Julaihi Narawi. A total of 12 recipients were awarded the Darjah Panglima Gemilang Bintang Kenyalang PGBK, which carries the title Dato'. Among recipients of the Darjah Panglima Gemilang Bintang Kenyalang was Sarawak's Deputy Energy and Environmental Sustainability Minister Dr. Haslan Abang Hipni and Bukit Aman Traffic Investigation and Enforcement Department Director Datuk Muhammad Azman Ahmad Sapri. In addition, 11 individuals received the Darjah Jasa Bakti Sarawak Award carrying the title Datu, while 21 individuals were awarded the Darjah Panglima Setia Bintang Sarawak Award carrying the title Dato'. The Johan Bintang Kenyalang Medal was awarded to 2 recipients. 2 were awarded the Johan Perkhidmatan Cemerlang, 22 for the Pingat Perkhidmatan Cemerlang, 17 for the Pegawai Bintang Sarawak, 11 for the Pegawai Bintang Kenyalang, and 15 for the Pingat Perkhidmatan Bakti. All these medals were conferred in conjunction with the 87th birthday celebration of the former Yang di-Pertuan Negeri of Sarawak, Tun Abdul Taib Mahmud, in October last year. Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Jore Tun Openg, is confident that the mega projects in Bintulu will further skyrocket the development in the division. In addition, the Premier said the construction of the first ever graphite manufacturing plant in Southeast Asia would uplift the economic livelihood of the people there.
Number one, we are going to investor kami in Bintulu to set up ammonia plant. And this one costs about $3 billion. Dia akan datang ke Bintulu dan mereka akan menawarkan high paid job. They need few hundred engineers as well as management expertise to run this ammonia plant. Nombor 2, satu lagi pelaporan untuk mendirikan kilang graphite. Ini juga pelaporannya $1.5 billion, also in Bintulu. And this is the first plant situated in Southeast Asia. Pertama kali dalam rantau kita mengeluarkan graphite. Graphite ini adalah digunakan dalam enjin kereta yang menggunakan fuel cell ataupun hidrogen. Dan bermakna enjin ini satu-satunya bahan yang dikendaki ialah graphite.
Moreover, Abang Jari said that once the Bintulu port takeover is finalized in June, Sarawakians are set to benefit from high income streams and high-paying job opportunities. Thus, he urged the state's education system to tailor its module to meet the market demands. In other developments, Abang Jari said the Sarawak government will intervene and develop new affordable housing areas in Bintulu to ensure affordable public housing for all and to cater to the influx of residents brought about by its development boom. The state government, through Bintulu Development Board (BDA), will also shift its attention away from Bintulu town to include Tatau and Sabau.
Maka masa depan Bintulu akan cerah dengan pembangunan yang lebih tersusun. Perumahan yang kita bina, harga rumahnya jangan terlalu mahal. Sebab itu kita buka supply and demand. Kalau kita supply rumah banyak yang baik, maka harga akan turun. This is market forces. Dulu dia concentrate on Pekan Bintulu saja. That's why the price is so high. Now we spread it out hingga ke Tatau, hingga ke Sabau, dan kita bangunkan kawasan perumahan yang baru.
Still in Bintulu, Premier Sarawak Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg has green-lighted the construction of a new multi-purpose hall and surau in Bintulu worth over 27 million ringgit. He said that the two projects were requested by Tanjong Batu Assemblyman Johnny Pang to provide greater facilities and convenience for the local community.
Kepada beliau-beliau, you punya YB ini sangat sayang kepada orang muda. Dengan sokongan Roni dan YB yang lain, dia hendak membangunkan beliau dalam bidang sport dan juga education. Jadi yang berhormat, Saudara Pang telah mencadangkan untuk membangun multi-purpose hall dekat Dewan Suara yang berharga 25 juta. Okeylah, kena untuk para belia di sini. Pula minta surau. Jadi inilah kita punya semangat yang ada di Sarawak. Sekolah RSRK Asyakiri. Okeylah, kita sergah 1.5 bilion untuk sekolah tersebut.
Meanwhile, Tanjong Batu Assemblyman Johnny Pang said the multi-purpose hall would cater to the youth and sports development in the constituency, while the surau will be built for the ease of students and staff of SK Ashakirin.
With our Premier Vice leadership and his commitment to the development of Sarawak, our hopes and expectations for Bintulu infrastructure will be met. We look forward to witnessing the transformation of Bintulu into a modern and sustainable city that we can all be proud of.
The Sarawak Biodiversity Centre SBC became the focal point for the European Union EU delegation on their third-day visit to Sarawak on Thursday. The visit, among others, served to brief the delegates on microalgae cultivation and production methods of the sustainable aviation fuel from the algae biomass.
The arrival of 18 delegates at the state's Biological Resource Hub was greeted by SBC staff, and they were taken to explore the Biodiversity Garden, which features a diverse range of plant species with the potential for developing bio-based products, commercial ventures, and medicinal discoveries. The delegation then toured the Integrated Biodiversity Research Building to view an exhibition of herbal and medicinal products under the Litsara project, which involves Sarawak's indigenous communities. The visit to SBC concluded with a symbolic tree planting ceremony facilitated by the Ambassador of Belgium to Malaysia, Peter van Acker, in the centre's courtyard. The delegation is scheduled to pay a courtesy call to the Governor of Sarawak, Tun Dr. Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar, and the Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg on Friday.
In a bid to preserve biodiversity, University Malaysia Sarawak UNIMAS is looking to collaborate with the European Union, aiming for strategic initiatives aligned with the Sarawak government's commitment to environmental sustainability. UNIMAS Vice-Chancellor Professor Dr. Ahmad Hatta emphasized the potential for significant contributions not only in Sarawak but globally through its biodiversity conservation efforts.
Our niche area, where are we best with? If you can cooperate with us on biodiversity, environmental conservation, we can have a lot of significant contributions, not only in Sarawak, but other part of the world.
Meanwhile, EU Ambassador to Malaysia, Michalis Rokas, encouraged UNIMAS to engage in global projects related to environmental sustainability.
Obviously, I will encourage you to participate in more EU projects, but also I would be looking forward to suggestions of how we can conceptualize the future EU-Sarawak relations. The directions is clear, the green and energy transition, but also connectivity and digitalization play an important role. But of course, while we do that, we have to do it by preserving the environment and the unique biodiversity you have.
Previously, the Institute of Biodiversity and Environmental Conservation, IBEC, at UNIMAS has collaborated with several international researchers in conducting biological studies. This includes cooperation with the state government, the private sector, and communities in advancing research on biological diversity.
Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC Chief Commissioner Tan Sri Azam Baki has confirmed that he was being sued by former Finance Minister Tun Daim Zainuddin. According to him, the injunction against him was filed recently and that the allegations were not based on proper procedures.
Saya kena sulah oleh Tun Daim. Tun Daim sue saya kerana pada dia act of Chief Commissioner is wrong. Kan saya boleh cakap sebab dah dimasuk dalam mahkamah. Dia file injunction dan sebagainya. So we have to fight for that lah.
He said this in an episode of Dialogue TVS aired on Thursday. On January 29th, Daim was charged in the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court for failing to declare his assets to MACC. However, he pleaded not guilty to the charges. He allegedly failed to comply with the notice to declare his assets, comprising 7 luxury cars, 38 companies and 25 properties across Malaysia under the country's anti-corruption laws. The post-pandemic realm spurs changes on a global scale, with efforts for globalization, disruptions such as artificial intelligence, technology adoption and automation continue to grow. However, as the matter poses a change, sustainability is a vital concept for industries, as balancing the needs of both the planet and the people is an important factor for the evolution of environmental, social and governance, or ESG. Echoing this, Future of Work Director Michelle Sagan pointed out that to drive these policies, a purpose to foster transformation among the workforce is crucial.
Stakeholder value says, how do I also look after my people? How do I look after my planet? And in order to be able to drive sustainable goals, whether it's in terms of your workforce or whether it's in terms of your environment, your ESG, right, policies, you really need to have leadership with very clear purpose, right? So that's why the 4 Ps are so key, right? So purpose to drive that long-term sustainability, workforce transformation, people transformation policies, that even when you have disruption, digital disruption or technological disruption, you have the people and workforce policies in place that will not cause job losses or mass firings in that sense. You're also looking at the need for, of course, ESG, planet-based policies. How do we ensure that we're also very sustainable in regards to, the planet that we live on, we live in, etc. And of course, the last one is profit, right? So as much as we do want to look after the people and the planet, we still have to make sure that we are profit-making.
Sagan also emphasized reskilling and upskilling manpower as vital towards social sustainability to ensure disruption will not hamper job losses, adding that a proper framework should be included in the state's sustainability goals.
At possibly 3.3 million jobs lost in Malaysia, but we're also looking at a potential 6 million jobs gain, right? Due to all these various fourth industrial disruption and technology adoption. The big question is, where are the jobs going to be gained in, right? What is the future of jobs? So what are these 3 million jobs that are the net gain that's going to happen, and where are we going to focus our energy and effort in regards to upskilling and reskilling our people, right? So if we're looking at the S in ESG, as I mentioned, social sustainability is very key. So if we want to ensure that automation and digitalization and AI does not create too much disruption, does not create too much human impact and job loss, then how do we create social sustainability? By ensuring that workforce transformation happens.
Under the 12 Malaysia Plan 12MP, Sarawak will do a study on the state's own climate change policy and a low-carbon society blueprint, especially in the 4 major cities, namely Kuching, Miri, Bintulu and Cebu.
Coming up right after the break, Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim says no more hardcore poor in Kuala Lumpur, Malacca and Negeri Sembilan. And in world news, 1 dead, 22 injured at US Super Bowl parade shooting. Right here on TVS Nightline, stay tuned. Welcome back. Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim said efforts to eradicate extreme poverty in Kuala Lumpur, Malacca and Negeri Sembilan has reached 100% status. The Prime Minister said efforts to eradicate hardcore poverty across all races require concerted synergy of various ministries and government agencies as on the main agenda of the Mandani Unity Government.
Di Kuala Lumpur, walaupun jumlah majoritinya Melayu, tapi jumlah India, nisbah ratio to population, nisbah penduduk sangat tinggi. Dan setiap keluarga India di Kuala Lumpur, kita bantu untuk lepaskan dia daripada garis kemiskinan negara atau hardcore poor. Ini pendekatan kita. Tapi kadang-kadang kita hadapi pemimpin-pemimpin masyarakat sama ada Melayu atau Cina atau India, dia tanya lagi peruntukan orang India. Bagi saya, setiap orang miskin Tegar, saya tak kira Melayu, Cina atau India, kita selesaikan. Dan di Kuala Lumpur, Melaka, Negeri Sembilan, dari angka yang kita perolehi, sudah 100% tercapai.
He said this in his keynote address at the 2024 Chinese New Year celebration organized by the Associated Chinese Chambers of Commerce and Industry of Malaysia, ACCCIM, on Thursday.
Foreign-owned international companies operating under local licenses obligated to pay taxes to contribute to the country's revenue. Chief Executive Officer of the Inland Revenue Board, Dato' Abu Tariq Jamaluddin, emphasized the need to scrutinize shadow economic activities to ensure compliance with tax laws.
He added that these clandestine business practices significantly impact the country's tax revenue, often involving unregistered and unlicensed entities evading tax declarations, including cash-paid part-time jobs to evade income reporting and tax payments.
Jadi kita nak buat satu tindakan bagi memastikan mereka semua ini membayar cukai sekiranya mereka telah sampai kepada threshold yang mereka perlu bayar cukai. So kita pastikan bukan saja warga asing itu sendiri tapi orang di belakang mereka lah. Banyak juga warga asing yang menggunakan mungkin lesen orang tempatan dan sebagainya. So orang tempatan itu juga kita akan buat semakan lah sama ada mereka telah mematuhi undang-undang percukaian.
Last year, Malaysia lost approximately 70 billion ringgit annually due to shadow economy activities, accounting for about 20% of the estimated total income of the shadow economy worth 350 billion ringgit, equivalent to 30% of the gross domestic product (GDP). This year, Tariq has set a target of 197 billion ringgit for direct tax collection by implementing strategies to ensure tax compliance. The focus includes combating shadow economic activities and addressing undeclared wealth and assets with scrutiny on individuals earning from online activities. Under the law, LHDN has the authority to reopen any cases dating back 5 years, with no time limit if negligence or fraud is detected.
Malaysia's trade outlook remains robust and stable, with ports experiencing minimal disruptions despite the crisis unfolding in the Red Sea. Exporters have reported only minor interruptions to shipping routes, resulting in moderate increases in freight costs. Overall, Malaysia's trade activities continue relatively unaffected, maintaining a positive trajectory in global commerce.
According to Maybank Investment Bank, European countries face far greater impacts as they depend heavily on exports from Asian countries, thus bearing the brunt of higher shipping costs. Researchers told domestic importers have reported supply chain delays in the chemical, machinery, and automotive industry, which in turn has affected their production timeline. Overall, the disruptions are generally positive for the shipping sector. Global container rates, notably from East Asia to Europe, are anticipated to remain elevated, stabilizing at the current level, which is 2 to 4 times higher than the low in November 2023. Notably, the increase in rates is also dependent on voyage time and operating costs rather than capacity. Meanwhile, intra-Asia rates are expected to be stable, where rates will be slightly above pre-pandemic levels, while domestic rates would experience slight disruption.
National athlete Muhammad Faiz Haizat Rosti clinched the gold medal at the Dubai 2024 World Para-Athletics Grand Prix on Wednesday. The 2022 ASEAN Para Games silver medalist emerged as champion of the T38 400 meters event, where he clocked 56.84 seconds at the tournament.
The silver and bronze medals went to Andreas Beros from Cyprus, 58.14 second, and Antonio Kosmat from Croatia, 59.46 second. Muhammad Amar Aiman No Azmi also brought cheers to the national athletics camp after securing the silver medal for the 400 meters T20 intellectual impairment event by clocking 50.16 seconds. Giovanni Philippe from Mauritius bagged the gold medal with time 49.84 seconds, while the bronze went to Columba Blengo from Britain with time 50.52 seconds. Meanwhile, elite athlete Eddie Bernard also took a podium by winning the bronze medal in the long jump, T42, T44, T61 event with a leap of 6.42 meters. Indika Gamaje from Sri Lanka bagged gold with distance 6.62 meters, while Russian Dmitry Batashevich took home the silver with distance 6.50 meters.
And now on to our world affairs. At least one person was killed and 22 others injured as gunfire erupted during the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl victory parade in Kansas City on Wednesday. Chief of the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department, Stacey Graves, confirmed that the deceased was identified as a DJ at a local radio station, Lisa Lopez, and that some of the wounded were children.
Again, we have confirmed there is one deceased person. Our gunshot wound total has went up to 22. And
she added more than 800 law enforcement officers were at the scene to keep people safe. An estimated 1 million people were in downtown Kansas City for the parade and rally to mark the Chiefs' repeat championship win. Players were still on the stage of the victory rally when the shooting took place. Police said they have arrested 3 suspects in connection to the shooting. A law enforcement source told CBS News that the shooting appeared to be the result of an argument that turned violent. The source said it was not terrorism-related. According to the Gun Violence Archive, the shooting was at least the 48th mass shooting in the United States this year.
And those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Shol Shamacho. Thank you for watching and have a good night.
there.